let's get started. All right, so once again, I welcome back. So here is, I think we have completed the Python programming of operators. I mean, operators in Python programming to be said. Sorry for my mismatch. But however, okay, so let me just close all these tools and let's get ready with that. And before that, let's just start our whiteboard. Yeah, there you go. All right, so here we're going to discuss the much more utilities about the Python as well. Okay, so in the operators of the Python, all right. So the very first operators that we are seeing, that is arithmetic operators, arithmetic operator, and the second one is logical operator. All right, logical operator, and the third one is relational operator, relational operator. Okay, and we had seen that is bitwise operator, bitwise operator. Okay, and we had seen that is assignment operator. Okay, so we will see the practical implementation as well. Okay, practical implementation of these operators. So these are the very basic operators that can see in Python. All right, so going forward, I'll just give it to you the more insight about these operators. All right, just have a check. The very first is like the arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator is something which talks about, that is addition, that is plus, subtraction, that is minus, okay, multiplication, that is star, and division, that is forward slash, and modulus, that is percentile, and there is exponential, that is double star. And we have, there is something called floor division. All right, so these are the six different practices that we see in terms of Python operators. All right, so now going forward here. Okay, so now going forward here, we will see one after the implementation. How do we do it as like a statements? Okay, like how do we do it and everything. Okay, so when it is come to logical operator, all right, so the logical operator is logical and operator, okay, and logical or operator and logical not operator. All right, logical not operator. Okay, and relational operator is something which is says that okay, equals to, all right, equals to, and at the same time not equals to. But anyways, these are not involved with the words, but it is involved with the syntaxes. Okay, so when it is come to like equal to is equal to double equal to, all right. So not equal to is like exclamatory, and equal to, there is lesser than, and there is greater than, and there is lesser than equal to, and there is greater than equal to. All right, and after which we have bitwise operator, that is bitwise and, all right, we'll say that is bitwise and operator. Bitwise and is said to be ampersand. Okay, ampersand. And we have bitwise or operator, which is said to be the parallel line. And bitwise, one more thing, that is bitwise not. Bitwise not is nothing but exclamatory. All right, and assignment operator. Assignment operator, as it is said, that is like is a combination of arithmetic and equal to. All right, so it's like plus equal to, okay, so minus equal to, okay, star equal to, okay, and that is forward slash equal to, and percentile equal to, yeah, percentile equal to, and then double star equals to, and double forward slash equals to. So these many things that we certainly see under the operators things, under the operator things, and one after that we're going to see. Okay, and without any further ado, let me just quickly say hi to my idol, because without idle we cannot practice. It is not really possible to have the Python practice, but let me just launch that on right away. Okay, so idle is one of the IDE, that is integrated development environment, where the Python practices can be done. So the very first is that we are going to talk about arithmetic operator. So I'll take my first number, that is, let's say num1 is 89 and num2 is equal to, let's say, it is 10. So if I say that is adding, that is number 1 plus number 2. Okay, so the moment when I say number 1 plus number 2 and hit enter, and it is 99. So that what is trying to say at this moment of time is num1 is 89 and num2 is 10, and that is like 89 plus 10 is equal to 99. Two numbers are getting added. So we can do it in this way also, that is, print num1, okay, print num1 plus num2 as well. This is also fine, not a problem. So currently I am in a Python shell, so I don't need to type this print because interpreter is must available here in the shell. So that's why we will not practice to giving a print, but giving a print is one of the other practice in the coding ground. Okay, I'll show it to you how it is going to happen. And here in the shell also, if even if you use that is num1 plus num2, okay, so this is not really any problem, so you can still use it, not a problem. All right, so and going forward, see, addition is one of the operation in arithmetic. At the same time, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, and exponential, and as well as floor division is also the operation. So you can say this. Okay, I'll say that is here, that is print num1 minus num2. All right, so this is one opportunity where we can just do our subtraction from one number to another number. Like that, we can do the reverse also, that is num2 minus num1 as well. This is also possibility, right? So it is like when I say that is num2 minus num1 is obviously num2 is 10, okay? So 10 minus 89. So 89 is the highest number, and with regards to the highest number and the sign convention, it takes the minus over there. Okay, so that's how it will be things which coming further. All right, and I can say that it says like num1, that is star, and num2, and also it is in a reverse order as well, that is num2 into num1, and both are should give you 890, 890. All right, and going further, right? Okay, going further here. Okay, so we'd say that is num1 is forward slash num2, and this is where the division is happening again, and we can do the reverse also. Okay, so for this num2 is divided by num1 as well. All right, so that's how it is. Okay, and the last is like, okay, at the last is like, you can say that is num1 is double star num2. So exponential is nothing but, all right, exponential is that the power of a number. All right, power of, okay, it's like power of a number. Okay, forward slash is not used as commenting here, but we use that is hash. All right, so power of a number. See, for example, like 2 power 4. So 2 power 4 is nothing but it is like 2 is multiplied by 4 times. That is nothing but 2 power by 4, like that. So whatever the information it will come is like 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. That's an answer. So like that. So like that, I am just trying to do, that is number 1 is 10, number 2 is 89. So number one is 89, number 2 is 10. So 89 to the power 10, this will be the value. This will be the value. We can do the reverse also, not a problem. All right, and going forward, we'll say that is in num1 forward slash num2. So we had said the forward slash, and here we just did just a moment before, and we can see, all right, we can see the decimal numbers, okay, decimal number when we do forward slash, but I'm going to do that is double forward slash. Okay, so you can see what will happen double forward slash. Okay, so what it's going to happen, just have a check. All right, so but here to be said, when you use a double forward slash, right, so decimal number will be excluded. There you are. There you are. So previously it was like, okay, so you can see that, okay, so where it is here, so the number 1 and num2, and that's going to be 8.9. But when you do this forward double forward slash, it will give the round number excluding the point value. So to be said it here, the forward slash double forward slash is called, okay, so this forward slash, okay, so this forward slash is called, this is called floor division. It's called floor division operator, or floor division mechanism, or operation mechanism, not an operator. Okay, so this is floor division operator, which is responsible to make the whole number where excluding the decimal point. And the very last one, I think that's the one. So we have performed, that is plus, we have performed minus, we have performed star, we have performed forward slash, and we have performed the modulus, and we have performed the double star, and double forward slash. Okay, double forward slash. So double star is nothing but exponential. And to be precise here, okay, you can say once again that is num1 is equal to 7 this time, okay, 8 this time, and num2 is equal to 6 this time. So now you can say that previously the number one num2 is 89, 10 respectively, but now here you are taking that is same name, num1 equal to 8 and num2 equal to 6. So what will happen is like these variable data will override, okay, will override these variables. Okay, so it will overwrite, and 89 will be overwritten by 8, and 10 is overwritten by 6, or you can say that is overridden by 8 and overridden by 8. But at this moment of time, you can say this way also, that is that is num1 star star, and you can say 2 it is also. Okay, so this is also fine. So that means 8 to the power 2, that is 64. Okay, so I can do it, you can do it for a num2 as well. So double star, and you'll say that is 2. So what is 6 to the power 2 is like 6 into 6 is 36. And at the same time, you can do in a reverse order also. Okay, so you can do in the this way order also, that is number 1 star star number 2. So that means taken number as well, you will do it. So it's like every possible ways where you can do the exponential thing. Exponential is nothing but it's a power of a number. Please remember that. Okay, so any number that it can be done. All right, so anyways, okay, now what do I do is, since I am currently in a shell right now, so shell is not considered to be the practice, but for the explanation purpose I used the shell. But however, let's get into the coding section, and that's what I meant, that's what I just mentioned the moment before. So what do I do is, I simply get into the file, and I'll get into the new file, and this is where the coding ground. Okay, so this is where the coding ground. All right, so the entire code, okay, entire code that I can write in one and execute once. Okay, I can write the number of, okay, can write here. Okay, so can write multiple number of, okay, multiple number of codes. Okay, multiple number of code, and execute. Okay, execute. That's how it is. So what do I do is, here you can guys, you guys can take it as like num1 is equal to, like say it is 6, and I'll say that is num2 is equal to, say it is 8 again. I mean, or it says that is 4, and I'll say that is print, and I'll say, okay, num1, and that is modulus of 2, like this, and print like num2 is modulus of 2. And I can say that, okay, this is the beauty. So when you do it, okay, so let me just bifurcate, wait a second. Okay, I'll take it the left hand side is a coding, and this time is the execution. So you can see this. If I do it here as like print, that is num1, or num1 is %2, and the moment when I hit and enter, it will give one value. It directly executes. But here in the coding section, okay, so it will take the entire number of, okay, so all the logics to be set, logic to be set, and logic to be maintained, and everything, and we will execute entire piece of code from in here, and we will see the output in the cell. We'll see the output in the cell section. That's how it is. Now what do I do is, let me just give it to you as like more information about it. So I'll say here that is, okay, so it is like, okay, so arithmetic operations, that what what we are actually doing in arithmetic operators. Okay, so and now here, whatever you take in the double quotes with the print, so it automatically prints as it is, because it is a string, and it is said to be the information as like, it is nothing can be done. The expression itself is become statement when we use it in the double quotes. Not only double quotes, we can use the single quotes as well. Okay, so here is also, you can, if you take as like, okay, so arithmetic operator, okay, or you can say that is arithmetic operators in Python, like this, or Python programming. All right, we are doing in Python programming. So both are same, both are fine. So both will be considered as like string itself, and both it will execute. So how do you execute this? Simply we'll get into the run, and we'll click on the run module. So click, and yes, it is okay to save the file. So this file has to be saved. Whatever the file that we have written in here, it is currently untitled. Okay, at the right hand side top corner, it is untitled right now. So we need to save it. So as of now, I'll get into the documents of my PC, or let's say get into my PC, and under which I'll go to the users, and I'll certainly use one of the folder where I wanted to save it. All right, so currently I would like to save it under the documents, and here I'll create one folder. Right click and get into new, and I'll say there is folder here, and I'll say there is Python tutorials. Hit enter. So under the Python tutorials, I'll open it, and I am talking about the operators, and that's it. Just hit OK, and you can see the file is stays. Until here it was unnamed. Now it is operators.py. So by default, this particular file is going to be the Python file, and now it is understood. And I can see, okay, now you can see currently that is arithmetic operators in Python programming. Both it will execute. So now in here you can ask me question like, okay, so is it feasible to use a double quotes, or is it feasible to use single quote? But either the one you can use it. There is nothing as a condition that you should use this and you should not use that. So you can use it either double quotes or either you can use a single quotes as well, not a problem. So going forward, I'll try to do all the operations, that is addition operation. I'll do the subtraction. I'll do the subtraction operation, and I'll do the multiplication. All right, multiplication, and I'll do the division. All right, I'll do the division and I'll do the modulus. Okay, and I do the floor, okay, exponential. Okay, exponential, and I'll do the floor division. Okay, all the five. So now what do I do is, so here, let's just take in this way. So I'll directly say that is print. All right, I'll say print and double quotes, and here that is addition. All right, so addition, and this double quotes, if you say the comma operator here. So what we're going to do is like, okay, so this particular expression is going to be separated from that whatever you're going to take in, whatever you're going to take in here in this place. All right, so like I'll say it here, that is what, that is num1 plus num2, num1 plus num2. Okay, so now what do I do is, I'll simply copy this and come back to the subtraction, I'll paste, come back to the multiplication, I'll paste and paste and paste for every sentence that I certainly needed this. Okay, I certainly needed this. All right, so like this, but as according to the operation, I'll change it. So subtraction is num1 minus num2, and the multiplication is num1 star num2, and division is num forward slash num2, and the modulus is num modulus symbol, that is percentile symbol, exponential is double star, and the floor division is double forward slash. So this is how the coding can be done. Okay, so this is something the informatic, or it is more readable towards that what it is written. I mean what it is typed in. So I'll go to the run and click on a run module and click OK. Click OK, and there you are. So addition of two numbers, addition of 6 and a 4 is 10. It is 2, 24, 1.5, 2, and 1296. So, and you can see whatever is there in the double quote, it is coming just like that. It's coming just like that, and that's what I have just mentioned. Okay, so whatever you take it here. So as of now, I'm doing subtraction, but I'm taking it as like addition. But it is saying addition, but it is doing the subtraction actually. 6 minus 4 is 2 actually. So what I do is I'll simply change that to the double quotes. You take whatever here it is. Okay, so whatever that you take in double quotes, it just comes as just like that to the screen. So it's simply something which makes easier to understand that what coding has been done if you take it in the double quotes or if you take it in the comment section. So currently I'm using both the end here. So save now and go to the run, click on a run module, and it has to be, now it is addition is 10, subtraction is 2, multiplication is 24, division is 1.5, modulus is 2, exponential is 1296, and floor division is 1. And this is the difference. See, when it is done a division, there would be a decimal number, but when it does the floor division, then it's supposed to be the whole number. That's it. So this is how the addition can be, I mean, this is how the arithmetic operators can be done. Okay, and now let's just, and one more thing here, guys. Okay, so what do I use it? So I'll just bifurcate with it. So you can see, okay, so print like this, and I would like to take in single quotes, that is star, and when I use this is star, right, it's going to multiply, and I'll say that is 25. So that means 25 times this star has to be multiplied. You can see that. Okay, if I go back and run a run module here, say okay, and there you are. So 25 stars are printed at this moment of a time. So this is the beauty. Okay, so this is the beauty of the star. So is it possible to do the plus? Just see that. Is it possible to do the plus? Just see that. Okay, so there you are. See, you cannot concatenate, right? You cannot concatenate. All right, so I'll come back to this. I'll come back to this concept in a little later. But as of now, just understand this much, that we cannot add two strings. We cannot add two strings together. That's what they talking about. But you can just you can use that star. So that doesn't mean that you can I multiply two strings? No. You cannot multiply two strings as well. But there are few certain conditions, and conditions must be applicable in order to do that. But anyways, this is the one possible way. That's little logic in order to print the multiple stars using the using the multiplication. Okay, hope the things is fine. Perfect. And going forward, okay, going forward, there is something called comparison operator. and in the comparison operator. There is nothing to much to do it. I'll take the same. I'll take the same thing. Okay, I'll simply copy this and I'll paste it over here. All right, simple as that. Okay, so the number one, let it be 4, and now at this moment of time, so I'll say that is equals to. All right, so the equals to, how will we check? That is num1 is whether is equal to, and here the very important thing is that whether if this condition is gets true, then we will get the result in boolean fashion, that is boolean result. So boolean is nothing but either it will give true or either it will get false. So if the condition is true, then it will give a true. If the condition is false, then it will not. Okay, so I mean it will give you the false. That's the concept here. All right, so coming back to here, so what am I checking in? I'm checking that is equals to, right? Equals to, and what operator that I am dealing with as of now? It is comparison operator. Okay, comparison operator. All right, and now equals to is done, and here is like something which is like not equals to. All right, and next is lesser, and next is greater. Okay, and next is lesser than equals, okay, and next is greater than equals. Okay, and next it's done, I guess. Okay, not equals, lesser than, greater than, not equals. All right, so like that. So what will I use it? I'll take the same sentence and I'll give it to the the commenting here, and it will be much more easier to me to understand that what I'm actually trying to do. And I think I'm not doing any rocket science here. It's just like taking the words, and it is not the big logic that I'm building as of now. So it is simply a very basic things that we need to, that we are actually following at this moment of time. All right, so now here, so as I mentioned, when it is equal to, we will use a double equal to. When it is not equal to, then we will take it as like exclamatory and equals to. And when it is a lesser than, we will use the less than symbol. And when it is a greater than, we will use the greater than symbol. All right, and when it is like lesser than equal to, so we'll say the lesser and equal to, and it is like greater and equal to. Okay, it is like greater and equals to, like this. That's it. So save it and just simply click on run, and simply click on run, and run as a run module, not configuration, sorry. So just get into there. Okay, run and run module and click OK. And you can see comparison operator. Okay, comparison operator, actually it is not printed, it just printed. Okay, so it's printed. You can see equals to is false, not equals to is true, and lesser is false. Okay, greater is coming as like 0. Okay, it is, I think I had used that is double here. That's the problem. Again, it will like irrespective of. Okay, so num1 is greater than num2, 6 is greater than 4. Yes, it is. We will get a true over here. Okay, so now here lesser and equals to, no, it is false, and lesser greater than equal to, yes, it is. So the comparison is going to do is with on the number 1 on number 2. So what is number 1, sir? Number 1 6. 6 is equal to 4. 6 is not equal to 4. 6 is lesser than 4. 6 is greater than 4, and 6 is lesser than, or 6 is equal to 4. And here the 6 is greater or 6 is equal to 4. That's how it is. So that's how we will read it. So that's where the thing is coming in. And one more thing, guys, we can just add in this way, that is colon and 1 space. Okay, here is also 1 colon space for the better understanding. Okay, so colon and space, and here is also colon and space, and here is also colon and space. So this will be like better watch, or better better to read. Okay, better to read the things. So what do I do is I'll go to the run, click on a run module, and say it is okay. So there you are. So after the colon, you can see that. Okay, so equals to is false, because 6 is not equal to 4. 6 is not equal to 4, and 4 is not equal to 6. That's how it is. So that's why the comparison is always like equal to, and not equal to, lesser than, greater than symbol, and everything. Okay, hope the things are clear. Okay, so the next operator that I can use is logical operator. Logical operator is one of the essential. Logical operator is one of the essential operator to be considered, because this actually helps to build the more logic. So out of this, we have a logical and, we have the logical AND operator, and we have the logical OR operator, and we have the logical NOT operator. It is a straight word. It is like, I'll say in this way. Okay, so I'll say that is, take a one statement here. I'll say that is statement 1 equal to, I'll take it as like true. All right, so true can be assigned with the T capital, guys. Okay, because the true is a keyword in Python, and that has to be represented with the capital letter. And I'll say it here like in a statement 2 and equal to, I'll give it as like false. Okay, and F should be capital. All right, so F should be capital. And now what do I do is, I'll say that is print, I'll print that is statement. Okay, statement. Okay, statement 1. Okay, statement 1 is, okay, statement 1 and statement 2. Statement 2. All right, so you can see this out. Okay, you can see this out. So what do I do is, okay, so above 1. So this is where I need to say that is once again, that is print star and star, it is again 25. So after this star, like, so the below result or below thing, that what it comes in, that would be a logical operator. I'm just trying to differentiate. I'm trying to differentiate. That is, the above is different operator, the above is different operator, and the current one is different operator. All right, so let me just go back and run this out. So I'm just trying to pass some Boolean statements over here, and I'm trying to see, and you can see it is false. It is false. So to be precise here, so how this actually works. All right. So the logical operators is actually works with the help of Boolean, statements. And the Boolean statements is something which always tells about true or false. Okay. So now here, if I try to draw the truth table for this. Okay. So like so there are, if there is something, all right, if there is something, the A input. Okay, so if there is like A input, and we have a B input, and we have a resultant. Okay, so now if the input for the A as an A operand, so this is one operand. All right, this is one operand. All right, and this is the second operand. Okay, this is the second operand. This is the first operand, this is second operand, and whatever whatever it is applied, both the operands are applied on some expression, and then it will store like a resultant over here. So I'll say that is, A is false and B is false, answer will be false. Okay, and A is true and B is false, still the answer is false. All right, and if A is false and B is true, still the answer is false. But when it is A is true and B is true, and we will get an answer as like true. So that's the truth table talks about the logical AND. So that's why I'm getting the value as like false. I'm getting the value as like false because any one operand is false, then it leads to false. So this clearly means that the logical AND is, this clearly means that the logical OR operand is something. Okay, it clearly means that, what it means that, okay, so any, okay, not any, like both the operand, okay, both the operand should be true or must be true, you can say. Okay, must be true. Okay, must be true. Okay, then the result is, must be true, then the result is true. Then the result is true. All right, so you can say in another way around, okay, returns true or results true, if both the operand, okay, both the operand are true. Okay, so that's how it is. Please understand that. So what do I do is, once again, I'll take the same thing. Copy this, and I'll take the same thing here. And what will I say is that in the place of statement true, okay, true and a false, and I'll apply both are false. Okay, save it. Both are false, and I would like to run it out. So the values may, value may comes on the screen just like that. Okay, so you can say it here. See, both are false. So that's what I tried to say. Okay, that's what I try to say. Both are false, then it is a false, and any one is a true, it is a false. So like that. So what do I do is, again, I'll take one more statement here. Both are false. All right, both are false. All right, save it and go get back into the run module and click OK. And you can see that is false, false, false. And now the very last expression, that is like, if I say that is statement 1 is true and the second statement is also true, save it, and let's just go back and run this out as like run module. Now it is like false, 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 and true. Because the reason why is, if both operands are true, then it will return a true. Okay, so likewise we have a logical or operator as well. So what do I do is I simply copy this. Okay, and once again let's just add one more place in here, that is again star, okay, multiplied by 25 times, and again I'll do is I'll just paste in at this moment of time. So instead of and I'll just say or, instead of and I'll just say or, just an or. Okay, so if I'm going fast, please keep me posted, guys. All right, so what happens here in the or section? Okay, what exactly happens here in the or section? Just to see that one, I'm gonna give you the information again for the same operators that what I have taken at this moment of time. All right, so now in here, so A input is false and B input is false. Okay, so then the resultant is false because there is no input at all. So now in here, A is true and B is false. Even though just a one operand is true, it will end up with the true answer. And if the B is false and sorry, A is false, B is true, and the answer is true. And likewise, if A input is true and B input is true, and we will get the value as like true. Okay, so in this regard, so any one operand is true, then we will get the result as like true, result as like true. But whenever that is both the inputs are false, then the resultant is going to be false, and that's what the logical or operator says about as an information. All right, so now come back and see that. Now come back and see that whether it is working or not. So in the place of and, I just use the or and or. So very first is like, okay, so I am just assigning it as like true. One operand is true and both the operands are false. Okay, so now here, okay, so A is true previously, now B is true, and both are true. So if I just go back into the run and click OK run module and say OK over here too, and I'll be getting a value. So the above this is the other operand and now it is another operand. Okay, so it is coming false when both are false. It's coming false when this both are false. Alright, so that's the beauty of it. So what is the OR operator is going to say is like, okay, so any one operand, okay, is true, okay, the resultant is going to be the result is going to be, okay, any one operand is true, okay, returns true or results true. That is enough. Okay, if any one operand is true, then it results true. Simple as that. And now going forward is a not logical not operator. Logical not operator is a vice versa. Is a vice versa of negation. Okay, so not operator is something. See, for example, I say that is A equal to 0 and I'm saying that is A is not equal to 0. Okay, so when I say that is print of 8 here, so it clearly gives me an error. Sorry, it clearly gives me that is the Boolean fashion. Again, here is also the result will be in Boolean. Okay, result will be in Boolean. So if I just get into run and run as a model, so I'll be getting as answer as like, okay, so it is like 0. A value is okay, A value is 0. So I'm just printed the A value is 0. And now here you cannot do like this, like print A is not equal to 0. No, you cannot do like this, I guess. So this will be this will be little error, sometimes. It doesn't make any sense. But however, it's working anyway. But you cannot assign the values. Like see, as of now we are checking the condition, but don't assign the value like this, A equal to 2. Alright, so assigning is something different and checking the condition is something different. You can see this. A is an invalid keyword argument to the print R. So within a print, we will not assign the values, but within a print, we'll check the conditions. I can say that is A is equal to 2. So whether A is equal to whether is A equal to 2? No. A is 0. So 0 is not equal to 2. So that's why I'll get a false. Like that. Like that. So it's the same situation here. I'll take that is val equal to, I'll say true. All right, val equal to, I'll say true. And now I'll say here is that, okay, so the result equals to, okay, whether, result is equal to, okay, so it is like result is not equal to val. Okay, so not like that. Okay, so I'll say it here, that is, result is equal to false as well. Okay, you can say that is false. All right, so now I'll print it here as like, okay, so val is not equals to false. is not equals to false. That means it is true itself. Val is not equal to false means what? It is true itself. Okay, I'm not saying false, that means it is true. Of course it is true. That's how it is. Okay, so like that same thing. Okay, like that the same thing is, okay, something is, I'll say that is prints, that is results, res is not equal to, is not equal to false, and that's where I am just trying to make intentionally different one. So I said, okay, so I taken it as like false, I taken it as like false, but I'm saying it is not equal to false. That means it is true, and the answer should be, false now. The answer should be false now. You can say this over. There you are. So this is how you will assign the not equal to operator or logical not operator in the logical operator of Python programming. Am I clear? Perfect. Okay, so this is how the representation will be done. And going forward, we have, that is something called bitwise operator. And bitwise operator, as I discussed in the classroom, so it is like it deals with the bits. It deals with the bits. Alright, bits that is in 0 and a 1 fashion. 0 and a 1 fashion. Alright, so everything is that. Okay, so I've just given you that the nomenclature of that. Okay, so now that, okay, so bitwise is like I'll say that is a is equal to 10 and I'll say that is b is equal to 2. Okay, forget about it. I'll say that is like, I'll say that is print. Okay, now wait a second. So I'll take that is b is equal to 3. All right, so now what I say is that, okay, so a ampersand b, a ampersand b. So here the a which has the number as like whole number, this will be converted into binary. So if I write in an octa binary, it is 0 0 0, it is 1 0 1 0. Okay, so when I return that is 3, when I return that is 3, right? So it is like 0 0 0 0 and 3 is like, okay, so it is like 0 0 1 0. Okay, okay, because here 0 0 is a 0, 0 1 is a 1, okay, 1 0 is a 2, and 1 1 is 3. I'm sorry, so it is not 0 here, so it is 3. Okay, 3 is 1 and 1. Okay, so now when you apply the logical AND operator to this, and logical AND operator to this, and you can see this here. So how the logical AND operator, is actually made a thing. There is an A input. Okay, say it is like, okay, so there is an A input and there is a B input and there is a resultant. Okay, there is a resultant. Now A value is 0. Okay, so now the A value is 0 and the B value is 0. The resultant is going to be 0. And at the same time, sir, and at the same time, if A value is 1 and B value is 0, Z value is 0, still the answer is 0. And again, A value is 0 and the B value is 1, B value is 1, and again still it is A value is 0. And now going forward, it is like A is 1 and B is 1, and that's where the value is 1. Okay, this is how we will implement. Okay, so now let me just make it comment, that is multi-line comment is like, okay, start with the 3 uh, quotations and end with the 3 quotations. Okay, save this up. So save this up. So when these bits supposed to be added and it is used on a bitwise AND operator. Okay, AND operator, you can see 0 and, okay, so from vertically from above to the below, from above to the below. So let me just write in this way itself. All right, so I'll take that is like this one line. Okay, so now in here, so it is like, okay, 0 and 1 is 0 because I'm just adding, I am applying the logical AND operator, and again 1 and a 1 is 1. All right, 1 as a 1 is 1 and 0 as a 0 is 0 and 1 0 is 0, and now everything is 0 over here, all right, so everything is 0 over here because it is they are representing zeros and 0 0. So now here, so this is again a bit, this is in a bit fashion, right? It is in a bit fashion actually. All right, bit fashion actually. All right, so it has to be converted. Okay, it has to be converted to to the whole number. So in order to convert to the whole number, we will use the base as 2 and we will use the power starting from 0. Okay, power is like 0. So 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 5, like that. So because it is binary thing. Okay, because it is binary thing. So what do I do is, see for example, so okay, so 0 is here, 0 is here, 0 is here, 0 is here, and 0 is here, and here is also, and 1 is also, 0 is also. So how to convert it to whole number? So we will take a base as like 2, because since it is binary, so 2 to the power 0, and this is 2 to the power 1, and this is 2 to the power 2, and this is 2 to the power 3, and this is 2 to the power 4. Okay, so this is 2 to the power 5, and 2 to the power 6, and 2 to the power 7, like that, like that. And now here, wherever you have a 0 numbers, wherever you have a 0 bits, right, so don't consider them. Okay, so now here is the one person who has a 1. So 2 to the power 1 is nothing but 2 into 2. Sorry, 2 into 1. So 2 into 1 is nothing but it is 2. And this is also 0 here. This is also 0 here, and then just an X mark for this. So when you do like when you do the bit, bitwise AND operator between 10, okay, between 10 and a 2, okay, between 10 and a 2, we'll get the answer as 2 as a whole number. Let's go back and check this out. Let's go back and check this out. So what do I do is, okay, so let me just comment this too. All right, so let's comment this also, and we will just make this possibility where to check the output. Just a second. Okay, just go to run and click on a run module. That's how it is. Okay, as there you are. So the answer is 2. So the answer is 2, like that. So the answer is 2, like that. So that's what where I converted into 2 to the power 1 is nothing but a 2. So like that, we will use the OR operator as well. So we need to use the OR operator. OR operator is as usual. So instead of saying false and a true, we are taking 0 and a 1 this time. That's it. There is only much difference compared to this. A, one parallel line, and B. Okay. So now it here. Okay. So now here. Okay. Now here, if A input, okay, so where I've written, okay, so anyways, okay, so A, B and resultant, A, B, resultant. If A is 0 and B is 0, the answer is 0. Okay, and if A is 1, B is 0, still here the answer is 1, because any one operand should be true. If any one operand should be true, then the answer is true. Like this is 0, this is 1, and this is 1. And this is, both the operands are 1, and of course it will be 1. So this is the logical OR operator. Only we will represent this with the help of with the help of bits. With the help of bits. Alright. So this is what we call it as like truth table. Okay. So it's a mathematical logic. Alright. So that's where it will work. So if I come back here, guys. Okay. So if I come back here. So A value is 10, B value is 3. So 0, 1 is 1 actually. So let's continue here itself. Hope you guys are following. Okay, so let's be here. Okay, so now I'll just take this off. So let me see what it is going to work. Okay, so and how it is going to work. All right, so now here it is like, okay, so when it is like, so 0 and 1, 0 and 1 is 1, 0 and 1 is 1, sir. Okay, it is 1. And next we have 1 and 1, it is 1. 0, 0 is 0, and again 1, 0 is 1. Okay, so this is the first bit is which started, and the rest is obviously it is 0, 0, 0, 0. That's it. That's it. So now here we will convert into the whole number, right? We'll convert into the whole number. So how do you convert? It is 2 to the power 0, this is 2 to the power 1, and 0 is 2 to the power 3 and 2 to the power 4, and rest these things are 0, so we will not consider. And the third one, this one, sorry, 2 to the power 2. Okay, this is 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, and 2 to the power. Okay, so you can say this. What is it, sir? This is 2 to the power 1. Sorry, 2 to the power 0. All right, and this is 2 to the power 1. Okay, and this is 2 to the power 2. Okay, and this is 2 to the power 3. And out of which is like this one is 0, the third one is 0. Okay, the third one is 0, so we will not consider. 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, we will not consider. We only consider that is 2 to the power 0 plus 2 to the power 1 plus 2 to the power 3. So anything whose whose power is 0, that's value is 1. Okay, 1. And 2 to the power 1, that is 2 into 1 is 2. And 2 to the power 3, like 2 into 2 into 2. Alright, so 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. And now 8 plus 2 is 10 and 10 plus 1 is 11. Is 11. So that's how it is. So the answer should be 11. So without any further ado, all right. So I'll just come back to the run option and click on a run module and say it is okay, and I should get the values. Okay, wait a second. So let me just comment this, because if it is not commented or if it is not assigned, then obviously I'll get the problem. I'll get the value. I'll get the syntax error. Anyways, you can see 11. 2 to the power 3 is 8. 2 to the power 1 is 2 and plus 1. So the answer is 11. So we are getting 11. So that's how it is. Okay. So now the computer will understand. Computer automatically converts the number into the bits. So we don't need to worry about it. We don't need to worry about that. So these are all the operators that which we can see in the Python right now. All right. All right. So I request kindly sit at the corner of your room again and please start practicing these things and apply these things in a different way approach. All right. Try to do your mathematics or try to do your numerical mathematics, utilizing all these things. Okay. And here is like case of the print, that is not is like not is like as it is. It is like negation of the AND operator. It is negation of the AND operator, that is A is not equal to, okay, A is not equal to 0, or you can say A is not equal to 0, so it will just check that. Okay, or else you can assign the value like A naught, A naught, okay, you can say that is A is not equal to 0, so obviously it will return back in that particular, but it should come back with a number actually. So if I go back and run this out, right, so let's just see whether what is coming. It is coming the Boolean value. Is a Boolean value because it has been assigned and checked whether A is not, whether is equal to 0 or not, like that. Okay, so what if I say that is A not here? All right, so go back and run this out. So is there any syntax error or something? Yeah, there is a syntax error. You cannot just say that is A not. You just can't say that is A not. So you need to assign the values to that. Without assignment to the values, that okay, so you won't be able to get the proper output remaining to the same. Please understand all those things. Okay, and in the meantime please sit and do the practice, otherwise it would be a little problem to you, because this programming language, it will not come until it is utilized or until it is made use. Okay, so now here, okay, we have a other way around on this particular, but anyways we will wind up for the day today. Okay, the rest things we will continue from in here. All right, so if you have any question, please let me know. Otherwise, we're good to close for the class. Okay, that's perfect. So I'll be closing my session, and I would like to see you people in the next meeting. And whereas we'll be dealing much more implementation on the things that we are certainly looking for. Okay. All right, so that's it from my end, and thank you very much for connecting with me. And you have a good rest of the day, and have a good sleep. Bye bye. Take care.